don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA.
The Nigerian broadcast sector is evolving. Operators, including cameramen and photographers, require new skills and techniques to churn out world-class productions. A unique opportunity is open to all. NTA TV College Jos is organizing a 4-week intensive short course in camera operation techniques aimed at enhancing the professional skills of cameramen and photographers, practicing and freshers. Date 16th July to 10th August 2018. Another 4-week intensive short course in photojournalism and photography holds 13th August to 7th September 2018. Venue for both courses is the TV College premises, NTA TV College, Rayfield, Jos. Fee 100,000 naira per participant. Accommodation inclusive. For more inquiries, contact us on 0806 980 9807 and 0703 660 7155. TV College, Jos. Training you to be the best you want to be.
Madam. Brought us as usual.
As usual. You have no problem.
For the three
you are welcome, sir.
As usual, yeah?
Welcome, you take that one. Yes. Take that one. You don't understand? We want Nigeria homegrown rice. Finish. You don't have?
Join the rice revolution today.
No other rice that tastes like Nigerian rice.
Are you sorry? That's the Nigerian rice we are talking about.
Chocolate made in Nigerian rice. Healthy food.
I'm going to bring Mrs. Mom to come to chocolate rice of made in Nigeria here. And see how it is made.
Correct.
And how they are cook it.
Correct.
Homegrown rice are good for your health. It boosts our economy and give employment to our people.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Before PCNI, some of the territories were under the control of Boko Haram.
You had millions of population in host communities. You had hundreds of thousands of people in IDP camps.
The healthcare workers, including the doctors, the teachers, were the first to leave the Northeast.
There's been a teeming number of orphans in the Northeast resulting from this insurgency, where either parents or both parents have been killed.
The physical destruction that has happened in the Northeast is quite substantial.
The Nigerian government was struggling to feed these multitudes of people. Were struggling to provide shelter for them. People were generally being killed almost on a daily basis. But now you'll discover that the army has recorded successes and people have been able to go back to their communities.
One of the findings we have is of the IDPs not being able to access healthcare in a timely and cheap way. So the PCNI initiated a medical outreach program in conjunction with the partner, Pro Health International, to be able to give out these healthcare services free of charge.
Over 50,000 people have had access to the health services that they require. These include general medical consultations, eye surgeries, dental procedures, health promotion activities, including nutrition, and the more specific interventions that we've provided across the 6 states of the Northeast is the viral hepatitis control program.
We have done that for the entire 6 states, and we are going to do it on a continuous basis so that people are able to access healthcare without having to pay for it.
The Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative, PCNI, was established by the Buhari administration to serve as the primary national strategy, coordination, and advisory body for all humanitarian interventions, transformational and developmental efforts in the Northeast region of Nigeria.
The mandate of the PCNI is to be the apex coordinating body of all interventions coming into the Northeast. So what the PCNI did initially was to coordinate all the plans, all the assessments done in respect of the destruction done by the insurgency in the Northeast. And
the committee was inaugurated in October 2016 and was designed to oversee all remedial programs aimed at addressing the crisis in the Northeast since 2009 through an operational model that fast-tracks resource mobilization and action, ensure high efficiency in intervention delivery, and facilitates synergy and collaboration to mitigate duplication of efforts, among others.
This we formulated into a strategic implementation framework, which we call the Buhari Plan. Now that gives a guide as to the interventions coming to the Northeast so that we are able to discern for whom the interventions are going to be, where they are going to be, and for what reason.
Similarly, the Buhari Plan, as it is also called, was developed by the committee with a blueprint for the comprehensive humanitarian relief and socio-economic stabilization of the Northeast, as well as the return and resettlement of the displaced persons.
But we have a very good understanding because right now we are constructing General Hospital Bama with the support of PCNI. We received some building materials from PCNI for rehabilitation of some villages, especially about 7 or 8 local government areas in Borno State, Kalabalke, Gamborungala, Mabar, Buzamala, Biu, Goza, among others.
The plan was designed to achieve the desired peace, stability, socio-economic rehabilitation, reconstruction, and long-term sustainable economic development of the region.
The PCNI has now been able to coordinate the donor agencies, international financial institutions, to come under one roof so that all this is targeted, again, like I said, because of the paucity of resources, in directing all the spend into areas that are more impactful.
They are also supporting some livelihood projects in some of the local government areas. So the issue of reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resettlement does not mean reconstruction only. We have the human component.
The Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative, in partnership with some various national and international health organizations, has been engaging in medical outreach in the states mostly affected by the insurgency, like Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe.
PCNI, I believe, since inception, has been tremendous support to Adamawa State and most especially the health sector. The PCNI, at the beginning of this year, brought us health workers from other states and even including the ones in the states to come and screen our health workers and immunize.
Nation of all information in the assessments, various assessments done by the World Bank, the United Nations, the state governments themselves, the Victim Support Fund, which is a strong partner in this endeavor, to come up with a way that has cut down all the extras within assessments and target them towards implementable programs for the Northeast.
However, the outreach is designed to reach residents who were unable to access medical facilities. More so, the exercise is targeting IDPs and people in host communities, while the Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative plans to cover other states of the Northeast. This program covers logistics, medical personnel, among other components.
My colleagues from the committee are here to oversee a program of medical outreach that was designed by the PCNI to reach affected areas in the insurgent area of Mubi and the surrounding environment. I'm glad that we have been able to come and have been able to sponsor this program so that it impacts on the welfare of the people in this community.
Mun gode ma Allah, mun gode ma Baba Buhari da ya nuna mana wannan lokaci. Yarinyar mu ne ga ta muka kawo aka mata aikin kafa. Mun gode mishi kuma da shi aka haife ta haka. Da wannan kafan muna ta neman inda da mu yi dama kafan ya abun nan to gashi Allah ya kawo mana lokaci. Mun gode Allah ya saka mishi da alheri. Allah ubangiji ya dora ya kara mishi lafiya a jikin shi kuma Allah ya sa 2019 ya zarce.
Mun gode wa shugaba Buhari da ya turo ku kuka zo kuka mana aiki kyauta ba tare da wani sisi ba, inda aikin abin nan ne da dole sai mun biya, amma shi ya turo ku zo kun mana aiki kyauta ba tare da sisi ba. Allah ya taimake shi akan mulkinsa, Allah ya biya shi, Allah ya biya shi.
As part of his vision to ensure safe, secure, and prosperous Northeast region in terms of peace building, the Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative collaborates with other partners. One of such instances was the collaboration with Center for Crisis Communication, where they organized training workshop on conflict-sensitive communication for the media and information officers of security and response agencies in the Northeast, which held in Maiduguri, Borno State, Nigeria.
The essence of the workshop now is to train not only the military but also the media by exposing them to the peace building perspective of their work here in the Northeast. In confrontation of this insurgency and violent extremist menace. We need to complement the effort of the military by bringing peace-building practitioners to deconstruct the narratives of the violent extremists, to also engage them positively by offering alternatives, and de-radicalize them, and also by helping them come out of it for those who want to really come out of it.
This is not the first time I'm having contact with members of that body that's talking about the Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative. They've been engaged in laudable projects here. At a point in time, we had a meeting with them at the headquarters of the Command of Shalafi Adole when they discussed the issues of distribution of relief materials to IDPs in various locations, including the hinterland. And this time around, I think they've added another feather to their cap with the introduction of developing capacities for those that are managing information in this conflict region. I think it's a good, laudable project so far.
In this workshop, I have learned that if you don't balance your report, there is going to be a problem. And you have to be sure of what you are reporting.
This training is the melting point in helping the media and the information officers to build the kind of relationship necessary to fast track, to facilitate the early release of information, to promote rapid response to questions that the media need. But with this kind of training now, you can see everybody is ventilating. The media is releasing what is bothering them, and those in the theater of war, they are also coming up with their own position. At the end of the day, after all the deliberation, a common position will be generated, and from time to time, what will be coming out from the media will be much more objective and more balanced. It is commendable because now what you see is that if you look at the policy framework for countering violent extremism in Nigeria that the President presented at the United Nations General Assembly, which is something that Nigerians will use today, if you don't understand the role of the media in that policy, it will be difficult for you to know why this type of partnership collaboration have taken place. In that policy, government is approaching the principle of the whole of government and the whole of society. So the civil society organizations, the NGOs, like Center for Crisis Communication, is now partnering with the federal government.
Efforts combating Boko Haram terrorism and rebuilding the Northeast.
A program of today put in place by the Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative in collaboration with the Center for Crisis Communication is to give us the opportunity of interacting with the media people to know our various bounds on how to report on issues that are critical to national security, and to ensure that there is a common relationship between the media practitioners and the spokespersons of the various agencies. So that in terms of crisis, in terms of emergency situations, and more especially the insurgency situation in the Northeast, so we know what to put across in order to be sensitive to our environment. And in terms of communication, we know the right words to use in describing the situation at hand.
On that occasion, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative, General Theophilus Anjuma, retired, represented by the vice chairman of the committee, Alhaji Tijani Tamsa, made some appeals to the participants from various media houses, security agencies, and response organizations.
The Northeast is a gateway to the Nigerian economy.
From which they already know what to require. They'll be told what to require. That will be submitted to them at that level. And they know that this is like it.
If you add it together.
In the educational sector, PCNI has trained over 1,000 teachers in the Northeast to control trauma and enhance teaching. The aim was to address psychological trauma experienced by teachers affected by the Boko Haram insurgency in the region, and also to expose them to new techniques of teaching and security tips on schools protection. The workshop is in line with the Buhari Plan and PCNI's core mandate aimed at improving the content delivery and skill of primary school teachers from the states of Northeast in post-conflict situation. With furtherance in the execution of its mandate of giving hope to the returning IDPs, the PCNI distributes relief materials to the affected persons. One of such gestures was the distribution of food and non-food items to people in Maiduguri, Kukawa, Dambua, by the leader of the delegation, Professor Hawa Abdubiu.
Shugaban kasa ne wani kwamiti, cikin kwamitin din nan presidential initiative for Northeast. Kwamiti ne wanda ya zo ya dauke wa arewa maso gabar wahalar da suke ciki. A sama mai da shi inda yake da kamar shi wannan cikin wahalar nan.
The items distributed includes 600 bags of rice, 50 kg each, 100 bags each of maize, millet and guinea corn. Receiving the materials on behalf of the people, a representative of the IDPs expressed their appreciation on this massive intervention and assured the committee that the items will reach the target beneficiaries. He also pledged their support to the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari.
samu lafiya an ci ma bai bar mu ba lafiya bar mu magani bai bar mu ba ruwa ba mu rasa ba mun gode masa kuma Allah ya taimaka ya zama shekara 8 ne tukuna ya sauka.
It is a known fact that the Northeast has witnessed an unprecedented level of insurgency which devastated the region, especially Adamawa, Borno and Yobe states. This also led to the closure of schools in the region, leading to high number of school children out, while some schools were tagged as danger zones. This culminated in the establishment of the Safe Schools Initiative to work under the PCNI. The Safe Schools Initiative responds to the plight of children and schools affected by the militants in the northeastern states of Nigeria. The program was launched by the government of Nigeria and the United Nations, alongside the Nigerian Global Business Coalition for Education and Private Sector.
We have
Yes, sir. If I divide it from this side, also it's what? And
The Safe School Initiative entails a combination of transfer of secondary school students to other states, support to education in IDP camps, and pilot safe school models, including community mobilization.
All I know about the Presidential Committee of Northeast is under Safe School Initiative, and they are the people that used to help the orphans, like to bring them to federal school to learn more better than the way they used to do. And some even didn't used to go for school before they now brought them to a federal school.
In this manner, the Safe School Initiative, as supervised by Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative, has provided opportunities to many students in the Northeast.
When I came to this school, I can't speak English like before, but now I improved. I can speak English very well, and my parents are happy. And I want to be a doctor, and I also want to help them.
It is a PCNI routine to monitor and evaluate the performance of the students in various schools, where the students now study